In the Northern Hemisphere, April is known as the month when the flowers start to return, when those beautiful daubs of hope first show up in your garden or along your walk. Human beings are stirred by flowers. We cannot help but love them. And that's for good reason. Flowers have a very particular energy and medicine that really is helpful and healing to us as humans. All of us have a favorite flower. We can have a favorite flower that lasts a lifetime, or every single year we might have a new flower capture our attention. I'm Asia Suler of One Willow Apothecaries, and this video is to help you understand what your favorite flower says about you. So to start with, we have to understand one essential reality of existence, this idea that everything is a metaphor. We can see this belief reflected in quantum physics, where in holographic theory, we see that any small piece of the whole that we isolate out and look at contains everything else. So the micro contains the macro. This is the basics of holographic theory. But even before the discipline of quantum physics existed, people around the world understood that if we can look to the metaphors of life, we can understand ourselves more. One of the most essential and traditional facets of Western plant medicine is this idea of the Doctrine of Signatures. In the Doctrine of Signatures concept, we can look at any plant and the way it grows, what it looks like, who it's growing near, to understand how its medicine might be used in our bodies. The metaphor of how a plant lives and what it looks like can help us understand what healing that plant would bring to us. So in this way of thinking, your favorite flower is actually reflecting back to you a part of yourself, perhaps a part of yourself that has been buried or is difficult to see. The reason why you're so drawn to that flower is because the world and your consciousness is trying to communicate to you. It's trying to reveal something to you that perhaps has been hidden. So flowers in particular have a powerful medicine. For flowering plants, flowers are the penultimate expression of that plant's existence. Its blueprint for life culminates in a flower. When a plant flowers, it has fulfilled its life path, its life purpose, to such an extent that it can now give back to the world and create a whole new generation. So on an energetic level, flowers often communicate to us about the parts of ourselves that are asking to bloom, the parts of ourselves that maybe we haven't seen yet, but that are really here to help us flower in our life. We all have facets of our personality that get shuffled around or put in boxes or put away in drawers. The flower that you're being drawn to, your favorite flower, is actually showing you something about who you truly are and how you're meant to bloom. So I want you to look at whatever flower it is you're being drawn to right now, or maybe your all-time favorite flower, and start to put on your poet's cap to understand what this flower is communicating to you about who you are and what medicine you carry. You'll find that different flowers have very different energies. So maybe this year you're loving daffodils. Daffodils are these naturally bright, sunshiny, gregarious beings. Daffodils have no problem being the first ones on the scene and shining. Is it possible that there's a part of you that needs that medicine right now? Or maybe this year you're really in love with the violets. Violets are quite different from daffodils. They're a lot more subtle, a lot more internal. You could say that violets, or the concept of a shrinking violet, can really point us towards the values of introversion or introspection. I find violets to be a beautiful medicine for embracing that solo journey, for loving one's aloneness, and for really coming to appreciate all the subtleties of who you are, including your innate sensitivities. So perhaps violets have a message for you this spring. Or maybe you've always loved roses. Roses are one of the most beloved flowers of human history. And part of why they're so loved is that they have both these gorgeous blooms and these thorns. Roses have this special ability to have such beautiful self-protection in tow that they can truly open up, feel safe enough to be in their pleasure and their beauty. Is it possible that roses are coming in to help you feed and nourish and relax into the sensual part of your being? Now, these are just some ideas. At the end of the day, only you are going to know what your favorite flower is trying to communicate to you. Be curious about who might be calling you in now. See what flowers are really igniting you in your imagination. And if you want a whole treasure trove of tools to actually be able to communicate with the plants, to make flower essences, to know how to go on shamanic journeys, and even learn how to become a channel for the plants, then come join me for my program, Intuitive Plant Medicine. Intuitive Plant Medicine is an in-depth 8-week training in learning how to become the plant medicine person that you already are at your core. This course is by far the most popular offering I've ever created. And for good reason. With the thousands of people who've moved through this program, I have seen firsthand how this program truly opens us up to commune with the natural world and find our medicine. The earth wants to help us. In fact, the earth is constantly sending us messengers to help us get on our path and recognize the beauty of our own particular gifts. So if you're ready to discover the medicine that you're made to bring to this world and infinitely deepen your practice of connecting to this earth, then check out the link below to find out more about intuitive plant medicine. And in the meantime, I would love to hear about which flower is calling you in now. Let's create a beautiful meadow of wildflowers by commenting in the comment section below the flower that's calling you in now.